All right, well, welcome and hello. And just again, this is Jenny Lusby calling in live tonight from Fishers, Indiana. We're super excited to have each and every single one of you joining us either live. Some of you may actually catch this on the replay, but before we jump right in, you guys, this is going to be all about weight loss tonight. So I don't know about any of you that are listening or tuning in, feel free to use the chat, but I'm 53 and I was actually struggling for years postmenopausal. Dr. D, I know you love menopausal women. So, but anyway, the whole reason we came out with this product that you're going to hear about tonight was because of my frustration as the CEO and the founder of this company, Pure V, that you're going to hear about tonight. I was at my wit's end, you guys. I had tried exercise, lifting weights, my goodness, just going to the gym a lot, cutting my carbohydrates, just trying every kind of product on berberine. I had tried other weight loss supplements. Unfortunately, I never saw even 1 pound loss with all the things that I'd tried for many, many years. And so I'm super excited that Dr. Desilva was willing to work with Tony and I, and also the other formulators to actually create a product that is all plant-based, it's all natural, and it's actually backed by clinical studies. So I was actually able to lose 15 pounds on this product literally in 90 days. Now, of course, we believe in responsible weight loss. So you're going to probably hear Dr. DeSilva talk about that tonight. We don't believe in just taking a shot or taking a pill and you're going to just magically melt away and not make any lifestyle changes. So we are all about the responsible approach to weight loss. We actually have a website called puremax.com, and there's actually all kinds of amazing tips and guidelines that Dr. De Silva and myself, as a registered nurse, we put that together to actually help you maximize your results with this weight loss product. So again, welcome to Pure V. And then Dr. D, can you advance the slide for me? Hey, I'm used to you having me advance the slide. But anyway, before we jump into that, our mission, you guys, is all about giving people hope. We want to empower you to actually live your life to the fullest, whatever that looks like to you. Maybe you're looking to have optimal health. Maybe you're wanting to get healthier. Maybe you're wanting to lose a little extra weight. Maybe you're wanting purpose in your life, a reason to get out of bed every single morning. Or maybe you're just looking for opportunity. Maybe you're looking for a way to create some extra side income to actually help absorb some of your credit card debt or things like that. But regardless, you guys, we are guided by the values of faith, family, honesty, integrity, and we actually have a commitment to embracing life with passion and purpose. And so, again, that's a little bit about our Pure V mission statement. And then I want to actually have Dr. D advance the slide so that I can formally introduce to you guys our Chief Medical Officer. This is a dear friend of mine. I'm just so grateful to be in partnership with you, Dr. D. I've always respected you and enjoyed working with you over the years. But you guys, a little bit about Dr. Derek De Silva. He is, I think you're calling him from New Jersey tonight, Dr. D?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can't keep up with this guy. I mean, shoot, in a few weeks he'll be in Dubai, then he'll be in another country. But tonight he's actually joining us live from New Jersey. And you guys, I will tell you, he is world renowned. He travels around the world, just helping people. That is truly his passion. Is he has a true passion, not just for helping people with Western medicine as an internist for now 39 years, but he has a real passion for anti-age medicine, also for functional medicine and really getting to the root cause of illness. And so with that, he actually serves on the JFK teaching faculty. He's done that for many, many years. My gosh, he's a recipient of one of the most prestigious awards in medicine called the Allen Mintz Award. This is an award for excellence in clinical age management medicine. He's an author, he's a radio personality, and my gosh, the list goes on and on, you guys. He's formulated well over 400 different supplements. And so we are just honored, Dr. D, to have you here tonight to share with everybody about this weight loss craziness that's going on in the world right now. I know there's so many people that are so desperate, like I was. They're resorting to these weight loss shots. I would love to hear your perspective tonight. I know some people have done pretty well with that and they've lost the weight and it's been a good thing for them. I know there's been a lot of other people that maybe have not been so fortunate and have
Mhm.
suffered some from some severe side effects. So maybe you could just take this call away and just share with everyone about Pure Max and why you and I are excited about this, just to be able to help people with plant-based ingredients, things that are safe and backed by science. So
Well,
without
thank
further
you,
ado,
Jenny.
guys, I'm going to turn this call over to my dear friend and our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Derek Desilva.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
very
Dr.
much,
D.
Jenny. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for once again allowing me the opportunity to just to present some information this evening. I want to start by, talking about something that is coming. And, we had started with the app, and I want to start there very quickly, but artificial intelligence is really taking over. I was just invited to join a board of physicians. And in fact, on this board, out of the five physicians, three of us are Alan Mintz Award winners on this particular board. And the board has to do, and Jenny, you can come back on because I think you'd be interested in just, I'd like to see your reaction to this
Okay.
is three of the five are Alan Mintz Award winners. What's
Wow.
interesting in this is that this platform is going to be an AI platform, and this is for physicians, by the way, that these guys have put together. What's interesting is that doctors will be able to send in all of the patient's information. So, for example, in your case, it would be they would send in all your blood work, they would send in your history, obviously your age, your weight, your BMI, and all any genetic testing you've done, any kind of testing that you've had done, they would
Hmm.
send it in to this area, and AI analyzes the data and gives you a treatment plan. What was really interesting about this is all five of us got a case, same case. And we had to analyze the data to see if what we say matched artificial intelligence.
And
All five of us matched what artificial intelligence said. And the
wow.
case was a typical Jenny Lusby, a, a menopausal woman with this, all the same symptoms. And in fact, one of the things that came out that was really interesting, you had to prioritize your treatment one, two, three. My first thing after looking at all the data was I prioritized thyroid
Yeah.
because every single one of us said you have to fix metabolic issues first before you start really losing weight. And this particular case, the woman was thyroid was underactive. So in order to lose weight, we had to first of all fix the thyroid, then fix the hormones, and then do ancillary things, diet, exercise, everything that we've talked about, right? Supplementation, etc. What was really interesting also that I said as part of this, because AI is now going to learn from us, right? Because that's how AI works. We put in the information, we do treatment recommendations, and then it's a learning platform, right? Artificial intelligence is learning. So one of the things I also pointed out as part of this was we didn't have an insulin level. So insulin was not part of that person's workup. So thyroid was, hormones were, and a bunch of other stuff, right? The usual things. But what I also suggested and recommended was an insulin level and a ferritin level. Now, you are going to have a really difficult time racing that car if all you're doing is putting gasoline or just let's leave the gasoline out, is checking the tires. If your tire pressure is good, that's great. That's great. It has to be the right tire pressure. But what about the gasoline? What about the oil? What about the transmission fluid? What about the brakes, et cetera, et cetera? So one of the things that I said to everybody was we need insulin levels because we've talked about insulin. Insulin is a lipogenic substance. And in fact, one of our ingredients, the berberine, has to do with insulin. The other issue is obviously thyroid first, insulin, and ferritin. If your iron levels, if your ferritin levels are not where they should be, and I'll tell you what, every single woman that is menopausal and even past that 10 years, 15 years postmenopausal, you're going to have low ferritin levels. Excuse me. The reason you're going to have low ferritin levels is because you, as a woman, have had a menstrual cycle for 40 plus years, right? And your iron stores are going to be low. You cannot and will not, or you will have a hard time losing weight if your insulin level's high, because insulin is going to keep building fat, if your thyroid is abnormal, and if your ferritin level's low. It's just not going to happen. So having the right ingredients and treating that person, Jenny, in that
Mhm.
order becomes critical. And that's where this really comes in.
And Dr. D, I just want to add something because when I started the Pure Max, the 90-day challenge, when we were beta testing it,
Mhm.
I didn't know that I was hypothyroid. So I was just like, so I thought I was losing slowly, but once I found out, oh my gosh, I have very low thyroid function, I did a little more research because I didn't really want to go on the thyroid medicine right away. And what
Mhm.
I found through my research, Dr. D, is like 70 to 80% of people are actually deficient in iodine. Most
Oh,
people are not
big
getting
time.
enough iodine because they're taking it out of our, it's just we
It's
don't
out
have
of our
really.
bread, it's out of our diet, it's out of the
Hmm.
pasta, it's out of the salt, it's
Yep.
out of all of those things. And
Hmm.
this is why people are having a weight issue. But here's the problem is that you're getting the shots, you're doing things, but you're not metabolically sound in order to really race to join the race, right? Because all you're going to do is circle the track and you're going to be in last place. I want you to win the race. And the way you're going to win the race is to fix all of those factors, the thyroid, the insulin, the ferritin, the iron level, et cetera, et cetera. And that's where our ingredients really come in. So let's go over these very quickly. Berberine, right? It's not just berberine. And I know I look to see who's on this call, and the majority of you that are on this call have heard me say this 1,000 times, and I'm going to circle back to what I started with. We have to have ingredients that are bioavailable. Everybody can use berberine. And the reason the dihydroberberine or the glucovantage is that it is more bioavailable. It lasts longer without the side effects, without the GI side effects, right? It's phenomenal for your blood sugar. And look at what the fourth bullet point is, improves insulin sensitivity and carbohydrate tolerance. So what I do, Jenny, and some of these folks, and I hate to even admit this, but there was a lady who came in. A normal insulin level should be less than 10. All right. This lady had an insulin level of 53. She is never, ever going to lose weight. And what I had to do, and she said, I'm walking, I'm lifting weights, I'm exercising. You know what? And again, I hate to admit this, but I had to put her on a medicine. I
Hmm.
had to get her level of insulin down. So I put her on a very, very, very low dose of metformin. The usual dose of metformin is 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams twice a day. I put her on 250 milligrams twice a day. And guess what? Her insulin level got into the 20s. She then started to lose weight, and her weight started to come off because she was also on the Max. And she
Mm,
kept saying, "Why am I not losing weight?"
yeah,
And when I checked these numbers, as soon as I got that number down, boom, she
yeah.
started to come right down. It was amazing. And
Now,
here's the other thing.
is that because of insulin resistance? I mean, did she become
Yes, yes,
metabolically, like metabolic syndrome almost?
yes,
You're so
absolutely.
resistant that you can do whatever you want and you're still not going to shed a pound because your body's not working right. But
Well, it's not working right because it continues to build fat,
yeah.
right? So as soon as I got that level down, she started to drop weight. And then we had to curb her carb cravings, which she did. She was really good about her diet. She started to curb her carb cravings. And I said to her, and I showed her these slides. And I said to her, because I had the old ones, with the whole big profile that we did, of increasing the burn. And
Mm,
this is where the capsaicin comes in. This is where the Capsamax comes in, burning 129 calories over a 4 hour period. Why? We're increasing the metabolic rate. So this is burning fat at rest. And then we throw in the Chromax, right? Improving 15% better absorption compared to regular chromium. And again, metabolizing carbohydrates. That's exactly what chromium does, is that it burns, it utilizes the carbohydrates, supports healthy carbohydrate glucose levels by managing cravings, decreasing the appetite, and burning the carbs. And that's where the Chromax really comes in. And again, this is what all of these things do. I just want to oops, I want to back up here and I want to show you this. The other thing that's really overlooked is the EGCG. The EGCG, which is from green tea, also has a burn effect. All right. And this is really a great summary slide when we come back to here. But again, curbing appetite, burning fat, increasing energy, body composition, and carbohydrate metabolism. You've seen this comparison, and I'll tell you what, there has been, and I'm sure a lot of you saw this, there has been a multi-million dollar lawsuit filed for these drugs.
2 billion.
I'm sorry?
I think it's 2 billion just for
Yes,
one of them. Yeah.
yes, yes. And you know what? When you look at the side effect profile, the GI side effects, and now they're talking about the eye side effects, people with loss of vision, retinal damage, et cetera, you're going to start to see this because you know what? Now people have been on this for 2 and 3 years. They've been on the
Mhm.
shots for 2 and 3 years. This is when you're going to start to see the side effects happening because it doesn't happen right away. Some people it does, but over a period of time, you're going to start to see all of these long-term effects, the eyes, more GI problems, and you're going to see more. I think also you're going to start to see cardiovascular effects. You're going to see kidney effects. You're definitely going to see liver effects, and these are all going to start to become more and more prominent. So why do you want to do this? I can't imagine. Do some people, you know what, Jenny? Do some people need this that are 350, 400 pounds? Yeah, probably. Probably. But not for 2 years. You get over the hump, you change your diet, your lifestyle, and this is where the Pure Max comes in. And this is the
Mhm.
way we initially intended this to work
Yeah.
is fix the metabolic issues, fix the thyroid, fix the insulin, fix the ferritin, fix the iron stores. And in the meantime, use the Pure Max along with all of these modalities
Wow.
because it's going to kick in and do what it needs to do, right? Again, I'm not going to read this to you. You can read everything that's here. And let's see here. I'm going to go back and I'm going to let you talk about that. But I want to
Mhm.
back up to here. In order for you to have really good weight loss, do yourselves a favor. Go to your doctor, check these levels, check your thyroid. And I'm going to give you this tonight. Your TSH, there are three tests that you're going to need to have for your thyroid, and I'm going to give you where they need to be. All right? Number one. This is where the pencil and paper comes in. So, number one, your TSH, your thyroid stimulating hormone level, needs to be less than 2.5. Ideally, it needs to be less than 2. But the recommendations from the Endocrine Society are that your TSH needs to be less than 2.5. I'm going to say to you, it needs to be less than 2. That's number one for the thyroid. Number two, your T4, your T4 level needs to be in the upper range of the T4. Now, that varies with a lot of labs, but the T4 to me is important, but it is not as important as this next number, which is the free T3. The free T3 is the component of the thyroid hormone because the T3 is the worker bee of the thyroid. It's the amount of free bioavailable thyroid hormone that is free to do the work it needs to be. That number needs to be above 3.5, ideally between 3.8 and 4. Now, it depends on the reference range. Some labs go from 2 to 4.4 or 4.5. You need to be above 3.8 and let's say between 3.8 and 4.2. The sweet spot is 3.8 to 4. That's number one. Number two, your ferritin level, your ferritin level or your iron level, again, this varies tremendously. You can have a ferritin level from 16 or 17 up to 230, which is ridiculous. You need to be at the upper limit of normal. What does ferritin do? Ferritin is your iron level. So I want that ferritin to be at around 150. Let's say 150 to 180 to 200, but above 150. I will guarantee you that you ladies that are on here, that when you have your ferritin levels checked, they're not going to be anywhere near that because you don't have the you've lost blood every month for 40 years and your ferritin, your iron levels are going to be low. What does the iron do? It carries oxygen, it carries nutrients. So if you don't have the um, the vehicle to carry those nutrients and to carry oxygen, how are you going to lose weight? How are you going to feel good? So that has to be fixed. All right. That has to be fixed. And then you're going to see all of these things coming into play. You're going to, oh, and insulin. I forgot about insulin. Your insulin level, again, this is a huge gap in what those levels should be. Your insulin level needs to be less than 10. That's ideal. Normal on a lab is up to 15. But people like myself who do and participate in this world of integrative medicine, we want that number to be less than 10. Because once you get below 10, ideally, I want it even less than 7, but I'm okay with 10. your body's not going to start building fat anymore. So if you're not building fat, what's going to happen? You're going to lose weight. And this is where Pure Max comes in. Pure Max supports all of these. The only thing Pure Max doesn't do is the ferritin, is the iron, but it does everything else. All right. So, take a look at those numbers, and maybe in a month or so, Jenny, we can come back and people can get those blood tests done, and let's see where you are, and let's relook at this.
Awesome. Hey, Dr. D, we do have a few questions. Do you have a minute
Yeah,
to
of course.
answer? Okay. One person saying, what is the T4 level? What should that be?
You know what? The T4 level needs to be at the upper limit of normal. I wish I had a lab sheet here.
Okay. We can ask Chat GPT that
No,
one.
I don't want to ask ChatGPT.
I'm kidding.
Seriously, the
Um,
T4, let me just try to think, because that
okay.
I don't look at that all the time, but it's important that the important levels, folks, really need to be the TSH, what I said, less than 2.5, and the free T3, 3.8 to 4. All right. Because if those levels are normal, the T4 is going to be within range.
And what was T3 again?
The free T3
Mhm.
needs to be between 3.8 and 4 to 4.2.
Gotcha. Okay. And
Now,
then if
let
a
me
person,
just say one other thing, Jenny.
Mhm.
Remember, we're not treating numbers. We're treating people,
Mhm.
right? I don't want to say patients. We're treating people. So let's say your free T3 is 3.5. And let's say, you know, I'm trying to pull up. Let's say Yvonne's free T3 is 3.5. You may feel good. She may feel terrible. So she
Mm.
needs a little bit more thyroid medicine. So there always has to come back to, how do you feel? What symptoms do you have? How do you feel? How are you functioning? And that's where having a physician that can work with you and ask the right questions becomes critical.
All right. So A1C or insulin under 8. Somebody's asking that
No,
question.
no, no, no. A1C and insulin are two different things,
Yep.
two completely different things. Related, but not well, they are related. Insulin less than 10, okay? A1C definitely, definitely, definitely less than 6. Less than 6. Because if your hemoglobin A1C is elevated, your insulin level is going to be elevated. All right. They work together. So if your insulin level is, let's say, 20, that means your sugar's out of control. So your hemoglobin A1C is going to be 7.
Right.
You've got to get that number down, and they're going to both work together. And again, that's where the Chromax and the Glucomax
Now,
and the
yeah,
Capsamax
if
comes in.
somebody's really serious, Dr. D, and they really don't want to take metformin and they're just like, I'm ready to change my health, could they potentially take Pure Max and
Oh,
really
yeah. Oh,
cut their
yeah.
carbs? Just, I think it's all about getting that insulin sensitivity back in check and really just focus on high protein, fats, and very low carb
Oh,
diet.
oh my gosh. You just said the magic word. Let me back up to what I said. Just remember the word protein, Jenny. So
Okay.
let me back up. When somebody comes in and their insulin level is 53, this lady was over 300 pounds.
Wow.
She needs help. She needs help. I said, I'm not going to do the shots on you, but she's probably the only person that I've seen that with an insulin level that high. Usually people are 20, 25, not 53. Okay.
Wow.
Not 53. That's just off the charts. So she needed help. She is at the other end of the spectrum when it comes to needing some serious, serious help. And this lady was headed for a disaster. Okay.
Wow.
So ordinarily people are 15, 20, 25, maybe. Absolutely. This is where Pure Max comes in. No question. No question. Oh,
Awesome.
protein.
Well, Yeah, and like I said, Dr. D, you and I put together all those guidelines. Like, if you guys
Hmm.
are serious about losing weight, or you know other
Hmm.
people that are kind of like I was at my wit's end. I was ready to consider those injections, and still until I looked at all the horrible side effects. But I truly believe that if people couple Pure Max with some lifestyle changes, up their protein, get a lot of good sleep, drink lots of water, eat a well-balanced diet, and even if they're just walking, you don't have to be killing yourself in the gym, you guys. I mean, even just
You're
walking
right. You just
30
need to
minutes a
walk.
day,
You
right?
do. And the other thing, Jenny, and I want to talk about protein, folks, if you're menopausal, you're losing muscle. You're
Hmm.
losing muscle, okay? The only way that should, one of the better ways to build muscle, and as we get older, you get into your 70s and 80s, you are losing muscle. You have got to take more protein.
Hmm.
That is a must because that is also, sorry for pointing, but that is also going to help you with the weight loss. So protein becomes critical. The
Yeah.
only exception to that rule is if you have kidney disease. All right. If you have kidney disease, you need to talk to your doctor about how much protein you really can have. But great point. Thanks for bringing that up.
And don't you think, Dr. D, if you're increasing your protein or at least having a decent amount of protein with every meal, you're not going to have the
Yes.
carb cravings as bad also. That's going to help stabilize
Yes.
that blood sugar.
Yes.
I do have one last question for you.
Sure.
Poor thing. Mona says, can a person take Pure Max and actually lose weight if they have no thyroid? They actually had the thyroid removed. Could
Yeah.
they still have some benefits?
Yeah, but here's the thing, Mona. If you've had a thyroidectomy, all right, you've had your thyroid removed, or if you've had your thyroid ablated with, let's say, radioactive iodine 30 years ago, if you have your thyroid removed, you're going to probably a year later, maybe 9 months later, even 6 months later, you have no thyroid function. So you need to have some thyroid support. You need medication.
Yeah.
You're going to need medicine to support the health of the thyroid. All right. There's no question about that. But you
Mhm.
have to fix the thyroid in order to lose weight. You're not going to lose weight without it.
Yeah, that's awesome, Dr. D. And then there was another question, but I can probably answer this. It's all about iodine. And, what I found is that the reason why people are globally deficient in iodine, number one, fluoride. Believe it or not, you guys, fluoride actually competes with iodine on the receptor side. So if you're using a toothpaste with fluoride, if you're drinking water that has fluoride in it, and also a lot of the bakery goods like breads and pastries, they actually are adding bromide to those. And believe it or not, bromide and fluoride are actually competing for those receptor sites. So if you're getting a lot of those two things in your diet, it's going to be very likely that your iodine is going to be low because it can't bind to the receptor site. So I've been using BioT. It's called BioT. It's iodine by BioT. I don't know if you recommend that, Dr. D, but I did some research. I've been taking that. I feel great. I don't know the exact recommendation. Conda was wanting to know how much iodine should we be
You're
taking?
probably using
12 and
either
a half.
12 and 12.5 milligrams.
Yeah.
I would not take that every day, Jenny.
Yeah.
That is not an everyday dose. 12.5 milligrams of iodine. Now, let me back up. The average use of iodine in this country is probably between 1 and 3 milligrams a day. The average use of iodine in Japan is between 12 and 15 milligrams a day. Now, that being said, the iodine that is used and their incidence of cystic disease and thyroid disease is non-existent. Breast cysts,
Mhm.
uterine cysts, ovarian cysts, even breast cancer is non-existent over there. It's thought to be, part of it is thought to be because of iodine. Now, my recommendation, if you're doing 12.5 milligrams of iodine, is I take that once a week. You're going to get around 2 milligrams, like 1.75 to 2 milligrams a day. All right. But even if you want to take it twice a week, I would not do that every day. Just, just to be careful. Uh,
Yeah. I've
but
just
iodine is wonderful. I love it.
Yeah. And they also have a Lugos iodine solution. It's actually in a little glass dropper bottle, and
Yeah.
you can actually do an iodine patch on your skin.
Mhm.
So if you guys ever want to try that out, if that patch goes away very quickly, like in less than an hour, chances are you're deficient in iodine because your body's soaking it right up. I mean, obviously there's other better ways to test it, but that's just one quick
Yeah.
one. It's called
But
Lugos.
iodine, Jenny, the problem with the drops, liquid,
I don't do that.
it
Yeah.
stains your teeth.
Oh.
It
Oh,
stains
shoot.
your teeth.
Are my teeth?
Iodine is very well. Have you ever gotten iodine on your shirt or forget
Yeah.
it? It's not going off. It's not going away. It's like turmeric,
Right.
right? You're never getting it off.
Right.
So I like the idea of the pill.
That's awesome. Well, Dr. D, I thank you so much. I know you probably haven't had dinner. Guys, I'm going to wrap this call up, Dr. D. Actually, I can't move the slides.
I'll
So
do that. I'll do it for you. It's no
okay.
problem.
So we wanted to close this out. You guys, listen, if you're watching this live, maybe you're catching the replay and you want to get started on Pure Max, we do have a 90-day challenge. I love this. This is what I personally started with and lost 15 pounds in just 90 days. And again, this is awesome, you guys. It's only $219. You saw the comparison of what people are spending on the shots. And what I personally love about this, if you combine our guidelines and our tips with this, you're going to absolutely accelerate your weight loss results. And then if you look at the next slide, we do have one other bundle. This one's called the Pure Max bundle. We have a lot of people that love this particular bundle because we're actually putting the weight loss formula along with our glucose product, which I personally absolutely love. I use it all the time. You take it after meals. It tastes amazing. But anyway, it actually helps break down your blood sugar so that you don't have that spiked insulin response after meals. And then also when you couple that with a probiotic, that's going to, again, maximize your weight loss, you guys. So you get all three of those for $149. And I tell you, that is a magic trio. When you put those three products together, absolutely helps you get your stomach flatter. It helps with your sugar cravings and helps you get on your way to losing weight. And then last but not least, Dr. D, this is you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a thank you. That's all. That's all
Okay.
this is,
Yeah.
Jenny. It's a thank you. But I really, really like this. When we first talked about this, I remember you saying this to me, and I thought, that's genius. It's absolutely genius to put these together. Why? Because this is where you're going to manage your sugar by lowering, helping support healthy, normal insulin levels. This
Mhm.
is where you're going to fix your gut because
Yeah.
believe me, it all starts in your gut with absorption, malabsorption, and B vitamin production, neurotransmitter production. It's all in the immune system. It's all in the gut, and then you just put the Pure Max in, and you're done. It's the dynamic trio, and it
Yeah.
works beautifully. So again, this is your idea. We talked about this, and I love that, this is being done together.
This is awesome. Well, I know our director of customer support, Mindy, guys, she lost 16 pounds just from taking the glucose alone. So you can imagine if you couple that with the Pure Max and the probiotic, it's only going to be even better. So
Right?
anyway, Dr. D, you're amazing. Thank you as always for joining us live tonight. And we'll go ahead and stop that recording. You guys make sure you get the recording out. If you have any folks that maybe are interested in learning how to lose weight a more natural way, this would definitely be the call you would want to get out to them. So have a great night, everyone. Thank you, Dr. D.
Thank you very much.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to stop the recording. Hold on.